You want me to bring them in, Hyle, or you want to start it?
I will.
Go ahead.
All right, welcome back. Special E3 coverage here, Pedal to the Metal, coming at you live. We got Willie streaming us to Twitch. We got a full house tonight, so let's get started. As always, joined by the Master Shredder, Eroica. What's going on, dude?
Nothing, man. I'm just, I'm bathing in the E3 glory of another Microsoft win.
That's awesome Mass Effect announcement.
Oh, dude, why do you got to do that? You know how much that hurts.
Well, you were being silly at first saying Microsoft won, so I thought I'd be a little...
Yeah, but that was below the belt, man. You know what Microsoft is just shits and giggles, but Mass Effect is everything, man. That's got
For you listeners at home that don't have the video, our Eroica is holding also.
Oh, yeah, he's right here. So, yeah, man, I'm excited to talk about E3 and, like all the little developments and things that have happened over the past couple days. I mean, it is truly like Christmas morning. So, we are without Animal today. I'm sorry, lovers out there. But Animal is tongue-kissing one of his friends from Ireland. So, we'll be looking forward to having him back next week. But, yeah, let's start talking about who we have on for guests. So, do you want to introduce Hyle, or would you like me to?
Sure, we got a reoccurring guest who's on like most of our shows. Blabadon, what's up, dude?
What's up, guys? I'm here. A lot of people are going to hate that.
What do you hate?
A lot of people are going to hate that I'm here again.
Oh,
okay. No,
not at all.
Love to have you. At least you got your fire alarm fixed, so we all appreciate that.
Yeah, so now...
Smoke detector, sorry, smoke detector.
The smoke detector's fixed, so now my 999 alarm's left, that's all.
And who else we got here? We have Darkspine Slayer. What's going on, man?
What's up?
Darkspine's just kicking it, man. He's
thrilled as always.
Yeah, he's up in sunny Canada with his sack boy right now. So
dude, it's actually nice and hot here. It's getting into summer now, and
you don't know temperature up there because you guys go by that stupid Celsius. So anyway.
Hey, I got a question.
The smart one, yeah.
The one that everyone else uses. Is it like muggy hot in Canada, or is it like comfortable hot in Canada in the summer?
You get humid.
Depends on where you go. Some places like into BC, you'll have a lot of humidity. Others like Alberta, it's just really kind of sometimes really heavy, kind of hot.
What about Thunder Bay? I've been to Thunder Bay. It's a lovely spot.
The most time I've spent in Thunder Bay is enough time to sit in a Boston Pizza and have dinner, so I...
A Boston Pizza in Thunder Bay, Canada. Go America. Oh, hey, who joined us? Eroica, who just joined us?
Well, it looks that like Dark Link 77 is in on this call. Are you there, Dark Link?
I am here, guys. How you doing?
There he is.
Wow, thanks for joining us.
Yep.
Yeah, sorry about that.
And no, that's okay. We've been waiting for you guys, and also it looks like we've got JG4X Champ, otherwise known as Champ, in on the call. What's up, Champ?
Hey, what's up?
Nothing.
Lost heads.
So we want one of you two to plug your guys' own show because we here support your show. One of you to support your both website and what you guys did for E3. What you guys got going on?
Well, I at endlessbacklog.com, which you can go to at endlessbacklog.com, obviously.
So nice to follow us on Stitcher.
Yeah, also follow us on Stitcher. I basically wrote up 3 write-ups for each E3 conference, and then we podcasted for each day. We just got done with doing the one for Nintendo. The Sony one is currently up, as well as the Microsoft one. I believe the only one of my write-ups is for Microsoft, but I think the Sony one's being edited soon, so whatever.
Yes, as we speak.
You have editors?
Yeah. That's
yeah, Will edit. That's my shit. What do you think Will does at my site?
That's a beautiful thing.
I throw words at the computer screen, and maybe 2 of them are actual sentences, and then Will's like, I think I can turn this into a sentence. Really what it is.
All right. So yeah, you guys out there in listening land, check it out. We're part of the forums there, so it's pretty good fun bunch of guys over there. So
yeah, WASD made the forums. So if you've ever thought, A, you want more WASD in your life,
or B, you want to shit on WASD for something not working, these things go hand in hand.
It is the best feeling. Like have you ever been on a forum and thought, man, I really wish I could bitch at WASD? That is the joy of Endless Backlog.
You guys gotta warn them about Master Shake, though.
He's there. We kind of keep him quarantined in like the weird ass threads.
Yeah, that's the problem.
So like when I post about how awesome Drinking Guard 3 is, it is awesome. Everybody should play Drinking Guard 3. He'll be there, but otherwise, Battlefield thread because fuck Hardline, so he's there. Just terrible taste in general, except for Drinking Guard 3.
And Hiroka, who else do we have? We have one other guest with us. Who do we have?
Well, we're actually lucky enough to have a first-time System Warrior in with us today. You are on today's Pedal to the Metal with Basin Boy. What's up, Basin?
Ooh, that's right. Part of the show, man.
You are, man. You have an aw yeah for us or what?
Oh yeah.
There it is.
Oh, he's good at it.
Pretty good.
Oh, he is good. Oh, I like this guy.
Who's
So
Derek Smith?
I'm not just glory whoring. I have actually listened to Pedal to the Metal previously, so
Nice.
I just
What's
got
your-
say what?
What's your GameSpot tag?
Basin Boy.
Just Basin Boy.
Basin Boy.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you
So
think that's his real name? You think his mother hates him?
Well, that's what's showing up over on Skype. Here.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Well, it's even though my name on GameSpot is Basin Boy, that doesn't say anything about whether my mom hates me or not. So you can just freely speculate about that amongst yourselves. So
Nice.
And
let's get to the
also
game.
we have with us which way we try to make him talk somewhat during the show. We'll see if we can get him. We got Willie in the background as always, stealth trolling us. So.
Yeah,
Stealth
and
producing.
he
Not
is. He
talking.
really does. He's a stealth producer. He puts us up on Twitch. He takes care
He
of us.
does.
He gets us up on YouTube. Yeah.
Thanks, Willie.
Thank you,
Shout out
Willie.
to Willie from everyone who's ever been on this podcast and everyone who enjoys listening to it. Thank you, Willie.
So he just typed
Well
thank
said.
you. I'm sure he did. So
Well said.
All right, so we got 3 shows to cover. So let's get it going. So Microsoft was first up of the day. Started off with, which kind of surprised me, but it is quite arguably the biggest game last generation and probably going to be one of the top ones of this one. Call of Duty Advanced Warfare demo played on stage. There's like 9 minutes of it. So let's go down the line there. Let's have our newbie on the show, Basin Boy, talk about that. What did you think of that? Any good, bad, or indifferent?
Well, largely different. It was very similar to Black Ops 2 as far as the style seems to appear. Plus, it's Sledgehammer, who's a first-timer at this, at Call of Duty. I mean, they've participated previously by, helping with the development process. But just the style of it reminded me a little too much of Black Ops 2, which for me was the weakest entry in the series for a while. So I'm just kind of in between on that one. I'm not dying to have more of that, but overall, I like where the engine itself is going for next gen. I mean, Call of Duty has kind of really stuck to the old Quake engine, the way that it's been developed previously. So looking at it, and I've been really wanting to see where they were going to go with it, how they were going to tweak their engine for the next gen. I was, pleasantly optimistic about it.
Now I have a question for Darkspine. Do you think the guys over there, who's developing it this year? I lost track.
Sledgehammer.
Do you think they took any cues from Respawn and did some of their mechanics based on Titanfall?
I actually didn't even see the demo, so
Okay.
you're gonna have to pass me here.
All
Try
right,
to get your heads
pass.
up in the chat.
It's
but-
Call of Duty with drones and laser pew pew guns.
Pretty much.
so Titanfall.
It's Killzone Advanced Titanfall. That's what Advanced Warfare looked like.
Yo,
to me.
that
It's
sounds like a
Killzone
terrible game.
Advanced Warfare Titanfall Halo Edition.
Yeah, it's funny because they started off with like this big bombastic kind of like set piece that like Call of Duty's known for, with these guys hovering like just above Earth's atmosphere, looking down with bullets just shooting everything, and you're kind of like they ramp it up the way Call of Duty does, and it does look sick. I mean, it looks pretty, but once they got you to the view behind the gun, to me it was like, all right, next. Like I didn't see any like radical advance, and I'm not saying Call of Duty needs to play-wise. I mean, it's gameplay and it's perks and all the other shit it did is what put it on the map. But I felt for me like I felt a little bit flat with it. What did you think, Champ?
Champ's pissing.
Champ is pissing.
All
Oh, no, I'm back. I
go on to
literally just
Vlad
came
then.
back.
Oh.
What, could you...
Champ's not
Oh.
pissing.
Champ, what'd you think of Advanced Warfare?
Looks like a game where you shoot dudes in the face, man. Like that's Call of Duty still. So it looked
Shoot
like
the
some
brown
Call of
guy,
Duty.
well.
Looked Looks like you
Champ,
Call
man,
of Duty people in the face still. They're doing futuristic weapons.
Can we make?
I mean,
Call
it's a
of Duty
smart
verb?
open.
Because that's
right?
fucking fantastic. Call of Duty should be a verb.
Yeah, like Call of it looks fine as a game. It's still Call of Duty. It's still popular, so it's a good open. Like realistically speaking, like if we're looking at it from a very broad sense, yeah, if you gave me the lineup they had, I'd say yeah, I'm opening with Call of Duty. I wouldn't end the way they did, but whatever. Yeah, I mean whatever. I could
So
see
do you think
myself.
they took? Would you hear when I asked the other people? Do you think they took any cues, gameplay mechanics from Titanfall, or is that
I
just?
believe they went the let's be like Titanfall, but not quite Titanfall approach, which is I think we're gonna see that as a common trend where it's like you think like it's not quite Titanfall, like that's gonna be the adjective that not that the writers will always use to describe a certain mechanic. But that's really what it was. Like I don't know. I didn't think they went too ham on that, so
Nice.
I thought I'm with you, Roke. I thought it looked good, but last year for both Call of Duty and Battlefield, I rented them, beat the single player, and sent them back. I didn't play one match of multiplayer in either game. So
Yeah, I mean, other than graphics, I'm not seeing the evolution of the series. And I feel like didn't they kind of use that word a few times? Maybe they didn't use that exact word, but they did make you feel like this is the future of Call of Duty. When I looked at it, I said, "Where's the future part?" Because other than the setting,
well, they get
Matrix
constantly
machines?
bagged.
they straight up copied the machines from the Matrix.
you mean those little spider tentacle things?
Yeah, no, that's literally that horde that comes in
That's true. Yeah.
at the end.
All I was thinking of was like Matrix and Mechanical Krill. Like that was literally where I went.
Yeah.
All right, so Black, you got anything?
I thought it was boring, and I'm a pretty big Call of Duty fan. It was kind of yawn-inducing the entire time. The best thing I took away from it was that everyone is making the main character Mitchell do something for some reason. Like, they just gotta get the player into the thing. They keep yelling, Mitchell, do this, at every freaking time. Otherwise, I got nothing from it. Yeah, it's like Ramirez. Thank you for anyone who's played Modern Warfare 2. But it's really that's all I took away from it, a meme, because I really didn't enjoy the demo that much.
Yeah. So Basin, you had one thing you wanted to add about Call of Duty before we move on to our next game.
I just want to ask, like, is anybody anticipating the single player to be anything more than a corridor shooter at this point? Because when I saw the demo, nothing indicated to me that it was going to be anything but that.
No, it's gonna be like 3 to 4 hours. Call of Duty is about multiplayer, getting get the extra money out of you for the DLC map packs, and that's about it. It's a money grinder. Mm-hmm. That's what it is.
To the credit of the Call of Duty teams, and Joseph mentioned this on our podcast for Microsoft over at EB, which you can find at endlessbacklog.com. Follow us on Stitcher.
You can get $20. Pays him $20 every time he plugs.
Oh no! Oh god!
Pay him.
No, we weren't kidding. No, but somebody's got to give Champ a break from doing it. But to the credit of the Call of Duty studios, which there are now 3 of, which is fucking insane if you don't count Raven, who are doing map packs. They do corridors not feeling like corridors better than pretty much anybody else. Because there's these little moments, like, as gamers, we've kind of been really tricked into being like, that's a corridor, that's a corridor, that's a corridor. But I was watching it, and at the beginning, right when the guy goes into the trench, and there's tanks rolling over you, kind of like that Call of Duty 2 moment, and you're like, that's probably I was thinking to myself, that's a really clever corridor thing. Because your first thought is, that's not a corridor. There's a trench, there's tanks rolling over me, I need to go in the trench.
Well,
so, to their credit, they do it pretty well.
I was just saying, the last game, though, there was that there was a couple spots, like the field spot where you have the German Shepherd. That wasn't a corridor. There was different ways you could go to go down into the spillway there. You remember that?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't feel that was a corridor, but anyway.
No, I mean when they want to open it up, they can. I mean,
yeah. I don't think it's strictly go into a building and clear it out type games,
But I mean, there's definitely those moments. But I really hope when they say advanced warfare, it's like when Halo said combat evolved. Like, it really means like advanced. Like, we have taken this jump, These people have fucking prosthetic legs. They need to traverse 30-mile-long fields. These pew-pew laser guns are amazing because they're pew-pew laser. Like, do something, please.
Now, do you think they're going to have any more of the RTS elements in this game like they did the last one? You know, the parts where you had to, you know what I'm talking about. I can't even think of the levels, but you had to take the overhead view of...
the AC-130 gunships?
Well, no,
The stuff
I mean,
from
you
Black Ops
actually-
2 you're talking about, right?
Is that Black Ops 2? God, am I behind the game?
I think.
Oh, see, they blend all together. Sorry, then.
Isn't that, I think I know what you're talking about. I didn't play Black Ops 2, which is weird because I really like the first one. That was like my last game, so I should pick that up that point. Just for
I did find the Extinction. I did play that. I lied, I guess. I did play that multiplayer. I do like those type of games where it's team based. Because to be honest with you, I suck at competitive first person shooter. So, but I like the horde type modes like firefight and those types. So I'll be interested to see what they do. You know, if it's gonna be zombies or whatnot this year. So we'll see.
Yeah,
I mean,
go ahead.
I'm sorry, I don't want to drag this on Call of Duty because God knows.
Yeah, that's probably about enough of that.
But I mean, the nice thing about all these different studios taking a crack at the series is we've gotten so many different things like zombies, Spec Ops, Black Ops 2 doing its like weird RTS, make your choices shit. So like, at the very least, maybe we can hope for something new. But on the other hand, it's like the C Call of Duty developer. Like, if we have the A team and the B team, this is like the people you pulled off the street and said, "Can you code?" And the ones that said yes were thrown into a cubicle. So, who knows?
Nice. So, Champ, real quick, you had something you wanted to add before we get off of...
Yeah, I actually didn't get to do this on my own thing. And I'm trying to think of the words to describe this without it being tacky, because I don't think this should be attacked in a tacky way or even as a joke, but, like, they had a chopper crash into a building, like a tall skyscraper, most likely on American soil in the 21st century. That, like, you get what I'm saying? Like, aerial vehicles hitting skyscrapers has been taboo in media for a while, at least the last decade, for obvious reasons. And Call of Duty's always sort of, like, gone into these ham-fisted dark territory.
Yeah.
Like, not that I think they're gonna do it, but, like, I thought it was a little refreshing that no one else actually... I guess I'm being the asshole now. But, like, no one had to bring it up. Like, oh, yeah, that's... You know, like, that's a helicopter crashing into a skyscraper. Like, I enjoyed that, I guess, in a weird way about Call of Duty. Like, we're finally at that point where, like, when a chopper crashes into a building, we just think a chopper hit any random building.
Yeah. Yeah, I see what you're saying, because I haven't even thought about it since the trailer, but you're right. Yeah, so guys, moving along then, the only racer, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, and I'm sure that you will, but the only racer I recall being shown by any of the big three was, in fact, Forza Horizon 2. So I want to get your guys' take on it, and I'd like to start. Let's start with Dark Link on this. Dark Link, did you see the trailer for Forza Horizon 2? Do you think the game's going to make an impact? And what are your overall impressions?
I'll start by saying I don't give a shit about Forza as a franchise. Car Sims bored the living hell out of me. I have cars that I have access to that I can drive fast if I want to at any given point. So it's like, you could drive this, or you could take that 5-speed Mustang that, GT, and go out on US 1 down the road from my house. But, I was impressed. I think graphically it looks really good. I think the appeal of Horizon is it's kind of got that go anywhere, do anything, like drive anywhere feel to it. Kind of like what Burnout Paradise was shooting for, but less restricted to a city. Like the off-road stuff is cool. It kind of makes me interested in Forza, which is like mind-blowingly like this. What is this? How did this happen? But I think it definitely looks interesting. I don't know how well it plays. I don't know beyond like what the online's gonna do. I think the only thing that I can hold against that game is like Forza at this point is like a yearly series, and it's Forza 5 just came out. You literally segued into free DLC from Forza 5, which is important. Keep supporting that game, into new Forza, and it's like, oh Jesus Christ!
Yeah, they're burning it out. Heil, question for you:
Yes.
Will Forza Horizon 2 release before Drive Club? Because Drive Club was completely and totally MIA, suck at Dark Spine for the.
Actually, they did release.
I don't actually care about Drive Club either.
Double suck it.
They actually released a new video today.
Oh, they did. They did
Yes,
release some
not,
information.
Of course, not at their show, but it showed up on my feed. So, I mean, I could post it later if you want. But release wise, I don't know. Did they give a release date? I'm pretty confident October 7th, Drive Club will come out. So,
Yeah, I'm thinking you're
they
right.
touted it again today that October 7th is the date. So, hell or high water, good, bad, ugly, or whatever, it's coming out October 7th. So,
Nice. Anyone else have any comments or feelings about Forza Horizon 2? Anyone think that it was a legitimate, ace in the hole for Microsoft going forward? People are going to buy consoles for another Forza game, a Horizon game, or no?
there'll be some.
Multi-platform.
There'll be some. But
One of
I
you,
don't-
pick one.
I don't
Go
think
ahead,
it
Lab.
sold any consoles.
No, it's multi-platform. Who's gonna buy an Xbox One when they can get a 360?
That was my next question. Is does it dwarf its impact because of the 360, which apparently Blab thinks so. Champ, any feelings on this game?
As a seller or the game proper?
Anything proper?
I enjoyed Forza Horizon. Like, I'm not super into car games, but like, I think what helped that game's cause for me was like it had a sense of energy that I feel like racing games don't really have. Like, whatever, maybe not everyone's into house music or anything like that, and I'm not by any stretch of the imaginations into that type of stuff. But like, give the game world a sense of flavor, and I think Forza Horizon had that in spades. Like, it was relaxing to cruise around that game. So I'll play Forza Horizon 2 if nothing important comes around. But otherwise, it's a racing game. It's more Forza. It's more Horizon 2. Or more Forza Horizon. I'm sorry. And it was another safe entry in what Microsoft was showing.
Nice. Cool. How about Basin? Any comments on Forza Horizon 2, or is that not really your thing?
No, races aren't my thing. Really, Mario Kart Burnout. I really just like arcade racer. Sims, just not my stuff.
Nice.
Yo, real quick.
Yep.
How pissed was anybody else that Criterion's new project basically means we will never get another Burnout game? Because I was fucking enraged.
Me! Oh!
Thank
Like I
you!
said,
We've gotten Burnout games recently. They're
Why?
called Need for Speed.
But why?
Oh,
Why is
Shut
Burnout?
your poor mouth. That is not the same. That
Need
is
for Speed
not the
Rivals
same.
was
Not
They are
cool.
doing the exact same.
Oh, man,
I
you think
mean,
this
wait,
is
time
bad?
out. Like, again, I don't want to get caught up on the Burnout thing, but like, I'm not like, I love Burnout as much as the next guy here, I guess, but I thought it was kind of cool that they're saying we're making we're making a game about fucking jet skis.
That is cool. Still,
We're
no
gonna
Burnout.
have wingsuits. We're gonna have a car and wingsuits, and we're gonna have crashes with wingsuits. How that happens, I don't know. But
Yeah,
I don't know.
that's-
Like,
That was pre-alpha though. Like,
yeah,
for
like
real.
I don't. Yeah, but I don't mind if they have to do, like. Burnout to me is a title. The idea is that Criterion is getting to do what they want to do again, as opposed to here's another fucking Need for Speed.
Yeah, I guess there is.
I would recommend Need for Speed Rivals. I enjoy that game. So, I mean, that's an open world game, not quite as open world
Kyle, buy into the hive mind narrative. God.
I have one thing I want to say real quick. Why did Burnout become a dead IP? Like, that game was great, a great franchise, and then it's just like EA or whoever has just abandoned it and just been like, no, it's not, it just doesn't work, or like, this was it poor business? Like, I don't understand, because that franchise to me was, I think, the best arcade racer on the market, and now it's
Crashes were
gone.
awesome.
Like, there's no future for it. Criterion's
I-
moved on. I think EA is fine to just let Burnout be a thing of the past.
I don't know. I want to blame it on Paradise
Why?
Yeah.
Paradise was awesome.
because there's parts of Paradise that are really cool, but Burnout works at its best as a video game when the tracks are consistent and you can plan what you're gonna do. There's
getting
too many
applause from
shortcuts.
me.
There's
I
too
agree.
much-
I agree with Dark Link.
There's just too much in Paradise, and Burnout is the wrong series for that game.
All right. We're going to move it along here because we've got a ton of games and few more guys to cover. So they showed a little bit of an Evolve trailer. I didn't really think it was a trailer. Well, I guess it technically was a trailer, but
Gameplay
it was
trailer.
really,
Yeah.
gameplay trailer. Of course, that's going to be a multi-plat. I don't know what exclusive content they'll give. Those from Turtle Rock, the makers of the original Left 4 Dead. So I'm kind of interested in that game. What'd you guys think of that? We'll go down the line here. Erotica, what'd you think of that?
I actually have not seen the Evolve trailer yet, so I'm gonna say skip me on this one. But I know Basin wants to say something.
Yeah, I'm actually very high on Evolve because on paper, primarily, it just sounds like a very interesting idea. I like the idea of 4v1, that you have this weird blend, and Turtle Rock, they showed in Left 4 Dead that they can do a very interesting twist on general first-person shooter mechanics and first-person shooter what is it? Tropes, more or less. So I'm really interested to see where Evolve goes. I think it needs to be diverse in monsters. Like, you can't have the same monster and the same arena combat every map. So I imagine they're going to be showing different ones, because from the trailers that I saw, it looked like they were teasing different monsters in different arenas that you would play as.
The game is based on hunters versus the monster, though, right?
Yeah, but I mean,
Yes.
that's the idea. It's like you don't
One
want
player's
to play...
the monsters.
Yeah, but I think you want to have a little bit of diversity with that monster. You just don't want to be stuck in that same role over and over, because I think that's the one role that gets very tiring, because that one person, if he bails from the match, everything falls apart. Right? So if you're stuck and you feel like the monster not interesting, then the entire game collapses, because you have to have that one guy. So Evolve to me is interesting on paper, but I got to see more for it to be like, yeah, it's going to be like a big thing, because as far as I know, it's just multiplayer, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm interested to see where it goes, because it's definitely different from where other first-person shooters are going. My concern is, again, if they don't have enough of a hook for that monster role, and I think that is the one thing that's going to either make or break that game.
That's a good point. I already
It
thought
is.
of that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if they can kind of refine that formula, that tight, cohesive formula that I think that games like Left 4 Dead, that they really excelled with, that like game like that, where everyone's kind of has to work together, at least stay close. It's going to be a good game. But yeah, it's a good point about the monster. I mean, they got to make it compelling, for sure. Anyone else have a feeling about Evolve?
I'll be real quick. I think it looks really cool. I think the asymmetrical gameplay is something we're going to see a lot more of in the future. Goggin summed it up real nice earlier when we were talking about it. He said it's basically the Left 4 Dead with tank, except the tank can get bigger and badder as the game goes on. But that idea for me of asymmetrical multiplayer is really cool, and the idea that it doesn't really look like something that I've seen before. Yeah, it kind of looks like Left 4 Dead, but this new little aspect of the monster changes. It's more powerful than the four of you. You have to work together. What is it going to do next? You really don't know. That's cool to me. And it's nice to see Turtle Rock out from under Valve's thumb doing the thing that they want to do. So I'm hyped. That's all I have to say.
All right. So moving along, they showed pretty in-depth thing of Assassin's Creed. We'll go with Champ there, because we know he's a big, or at least once was, Assassin's Creed fan. What'd you think of the Unity demo and the 4-player co-op that they showed?
Well, I mean, I guess this ties into what I wanted to say with the Evolve, but so I mean, Unity looked like, hey, we made more Assassin's Creed, like, hooray! And
Champ's so excited.
And again, it's just like Call of Duty, where I understand the decision. Like, if you put me in charge of Microsoft, and I'm thinking bottom line, fuck yeah, I'm putting Assassin's Creed on stage. That franchise sells. Like, I want the what's gonna get me the most eyeballs on screen. Assassin's Creed is that game, right? I get that. But then I think of some of the fluff, like the few moments of fluff in Microsoft showing, which they only left like a few minutes that I would argue are filler. How come you couldn't fit an Evolve demo essentially the same way Assassin's Creed got it? 4 people playing that game showing it off. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Assassin's Creed got it, and it should get it because it's got brand power. Give another game the same chance, and that way you have a win-win. You have the old guard getting it and a new guard getting it.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if the economics comes into play, but Ubisoft's like 100 times bigger than Turtle Rock. I don't know if that
doesn't
comes into
mean
play or
that
not.
Turtle Rock doesn't have 5 people capable of playing their game, though.
Yeah, that's true. I agree.
I thought that Unity really did something for me, as far as like my excitement for it was pushed up because of the 4-player. I mean, I can't say that I'm like overly crazy about where the next Assassin's Creed game goes, although I do tend to get them and play them. I can't say that I haven't, over the past few years played an Assassin's Creed game and thought, wow, a co-op Assassin's Creed would be pretty awesome to play as well. So I'm excited to see what this game does. It does feel a little bit more like the next Ubisoft game, but I'll give it the benefit of the doubt and see how everything gels together. Blab, what did you think?
I thought, not to be negative about everything, I thought it would have been cool 4 years ago. It looks nice. It's pretty, I guess, but it's more Assassin's Creed, and that's exactly what some people want. Now you get more friends to play it with, but it did nothing for me.
Yeah.
Spot on. Yep.
Darkspine?
Kind of similar to Blab here. I saw the Microsoft demo. I didn't watch the Ubisoft one, but I don't know. After 4 Assassin's Creed games, as much fun as I did have with Assassin's Creed 4, I'm not getting it. I'm not getting it this time. And something about the idea of co-op, something about 4 hooded guys skulking around in the name of stealth, just seems weird to me in my mind. I might skip it. Like, I'm not excited about Assassin's Creed anymore, and that's partly because of how many there have been.
Nice. How about Basin? What did you think?
I'm actually really high on Unity. I really liked what they showed. What was weird to me, though, is Microsoft showed this off in their press conference, and I just feel like Assassin's Creed especially gets oversaturated. Like, it gets shown so much, especially like Ubisoft had this with Watch Dogs. And like Ubisoft's conference was later that day, and they showed even more demo. I was just like, this is really strange that they're doing all this, but I really liked what they showed because I thought the French Revolution really should have been like Assassin's Creed 3, but I think Ubisoft, being a French company, was like, no, we cannot do a good game on 360 that would showcase France, So I don't know. I'm really high on it because I really liked Assassin's Creed 4, and I took a break in the middle, so like things still fresh for me. So like Brotherhood, what was the other one? Revelations. I didn't touch those for a long time, and I've only even played them for now. So I played Assassin's Creed 4, and I was really high on that game. So I'm excited for Unity.
Awesome. I'm excited myself because I've pretty much skipped every game except Assassin's Creed 4. So I bought the first 2, and after doing the missions where you have to trail the guy to eavesdrop, is like, oh my god.
Oh yeah.
Fell asleep.
Those are
But I actually beat 4 because the naval part was pretty cool. So I'm gonna keep my eye on this game. So anyway, moving along, a couple other, the other game that they showed, multi-plat, Dragon Age Inquisitor.
Yeah, we're skipping it.
All right.
Fuck it.
I want to believe. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, I want to believe. I feel like I've seen enough. Like, I don't want to talk about Dragon Age. Just fucking ship the goddamn game and let's get on with it.
Don't buy into false hope, man. I have a bad feeling about that one.
I had a bad feeling about 2, and I didn't cancel my Amazon pre-order. Worst mistake this gen. Oh, God.
It's still
Champ,
young.
any hope, Champ, for this game to be good?
No.
Lab?
Yeah, that's how much Blab likes it. So,
I'm gonna take this next one, Hiroki, because I'm really excited for this game. I've been following this game for over a year, and now we finally got the meat and potatoes, gameplay, some meaty footage of the game in action, and it looks like sex. It was so awesome when we're talking about Sunset Overdrive.
So disrespectful to sex.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know what kind of sex you are having then.
Usually the sex I have doesn't involve grinding on with large guns. Maybe I need to change that up.
Well, you've been doing it wrong, man.
Yeah.
What?
What'd you guys think? I thought it looked fantastic. The eye-popping, my type of humor. It really threw me how they started the presentation too. It's like, what game is this? It almost looked like a modern, Battlefield or Call of Duty, and then the humor of Insomniac comes through, and it's awesome.
I only have one question, and that is this game really exclusive, or is this just some timed bullshit?
I mean, Microsoft's paying the bills.
Yeah, I think it's exclusive.
You think it's full exclusive? This is Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah,
Well,
essentially,
the
yeah.
reason why I think the reason why Microsoft, sorry, Champa, we'll talk to you next. I think the reason what I've read is they wanted to own the IP. Where if they made it for Sony, Sony I think requires that the IP belongs to them. So this is the first game. I guess if they own the IP, they could do the next game kind of like a Titanfall situation. I'm not sure.
Mm.
What did you gonna say, Champ? I'm sorry I cut you off.
No, you covered it. I don't think. Well, because I don't think it's like a Titanfall scenario, even because like there's no third party involved. It's just Insomniac was like, we have this game. Microsoft was like, we'll buy it. Boom. Like it's one of those scenarios.
Yeah.
And I don't think unless Insomniac straight up owns the IP and can do whatever they want and can do like a Sunset Overdrive Sigma, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
Because that's how Tecmo got around the Ninja Gaiden 2 thing.
Right.
So what did you guys think of the gameplay? Come on, that looked awesome.
Do you think that it's fair to say that people are saying it's Tony Hawk with guns? Is that fair?
Yes.
I fail to see how that's a negative, like a momentum-based shoot. Like we have all these shooters that are old, stale, and slow, and then we get one that's based around rhythmic movement. And actually, because if Resistance 3 is any indication, Sunset Overdrive should have some creative weapons.
Oh yeah,
Like it's not going to have.
Yep.
Yeah, it's not going to have assault rifle, shotgun, semi-automatic rifle,
Right.
sniper rifle, shotgun with wings. Like, actually, a shotgun with wings would be dope. But, like, it'll have fun weapons. It looks fun. Like, it looks like... And the thing I loved about it the most is, like, because I bitch about this every E3, is, like, all the presenters are boring, lame, reading teleprompters. Ted Price came up and he was enthusiastic about his game.
Mm.
I want more of that. Like, so fuck yeah, I want Sunset Overdrive to be successful.
Yep.
I like how you can get better powers the more, because I suppose you could just do some half-hearted, like, traversing to your next goals, but if you do the, I guess, rhythmic grinding and floating around and jumping, you actually build your powers up to do unlock super moves, so they reward you for...
It's arcadey.
Yeah, and the hook thing, a la Bioshock Infinite that's gonna be awesome.
I like that the bad guys are LARPers. That's funny to me.
They're lepers?
LARPers, live action role players.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I can't wait for the game. The only thing I'm waiting for is I hope they have a some type of collector's edition because that baby is day fucking one. What'd you think about it, Basin Boy?
That game looks fucking rad. I mean, there's no other way around it. Like, Insomniac has an awesome pedigree, and I realize, and it's totally around the IP situation why they went Xbone exclusive, because all the stuff that Insomniac did, like when they sold Spyro the Dragon to Activision and now they've turned that into Skylanders, that's got to seep under the skin just a little bit at Insomniac. So I'm sure that they wanted to own the IP, and the company that was going to let them do it was Microsoft, and I think they were going to let them is because they've seen what Insomniac's been doing for PlayStation, and they just know like these guys are great and we want to work with them. So I think that's why they signed on and and wanted Insomniac to make this game for them.
Mm.
So
what do you think? What do you think, Dark Link?
To be honest, I came into E3 not expecting much from Sunset Overdrive. I think words I've used to describe that game in the past are rainbow-colored vomit, and I came out of it very impressed. It looks like an Insomniac game. The momentum is fantastic. We absolutely need more shooters that aren't hide behind rock and shoot dudes in the face. I love the color palette. I love the fact that the weapons are crazy. I love the humor. I legitimately lost it.
God,
lost it when he was like, "Don't worry, your crate is safe." I was laughing so hard, and the people I was watching you do with were laughing hard, and we're having a grand old time. So it reminds me of one of those like mid-tier games from like the PS2 era, like the PS1 and 64 era, that had like all these fantastic jokes, like something like Time Splitters, didn't take itself too seriously, had these unique gameplay ideas, and that to me is like, okay, this is what Insomniac should be doing. No more Resistance. Sorry, Resistance 3, I know you had great weapons, but like no more drab, no more... Like, this is a really creative studio when they're allowed to be creative.
Right.
Like, the original reveal for Fuse looked awesome, and it's a damn shame we didn't get that game.
I know.
But
I would say limited in range, though.
Yeah.
Like, I think they're good when they're wacky. I think they suck cock when they're trying to be serious.
Exactly, yeah. So I'm glad to have Insomniac be wacky again and be back to what they do. And I really want that game to be good. So yeah, hype.
Did you
No
see
longer-
the trailer, Darkspine?
I've seen bits and pieces. Overall, I'd like to see more. I'd like to believe, but Insomniac, I do have to disagree with Basin Boy. They have a really wide-ranging track record. Like back in the day, Ratchet and Clank was good. It's aged like shit. Resistance happened, and I loved the Future trilogy for Ratchet and Clank. I wonder if I ever do end up getting an Xbox years later, I'll probably pick it up, but I need to see more.
The co-op sounds interesting too. They're going to do so. I'm waiting for more details on that. Did you watch it, Eroica?
I did. I did see the trailer for Sunset Overdrive. I think the game, every time I watch it, it looks more and more special. I'm excited to play it. I don't have an X1, but it's definitely one of those games that inches me closer to it. And I think it's they're not going for like an M rating or anything in that game too, right?
No,
It's
I don't think
pretty
so.
safe, probably T at most. So maybe it's something I can even get the kids to play.
Yeah. So what
But,
else we got, Eroica? What they show
So
after that?
here's what I'm going to do is because I'm looking at this laundry list of games that Microsoft showed, I'm going to say a couple of multi-plats, and I'm going to see if you guys have any comments that you want to make on them. Let me know, and then I'm going to get right to the next exclusive. Anyone have anything to say on the DLC for Dead Rising 3? Probably not.
No.
Fantasia. Go ahead.
The title for Dead Rising 3 is
Did you pronounce
fantastic.
the name, please?
Oh,
Yeah,
sure.
that-
Super Ultra Dead Rising 3 Arcade Remix Hyper Edition X Plus Alpha.
Thank you.
Thank you, Capcom, for realizing your naming traditions for your fighting games is fucking atrocious. Moving on.
It's just like language.
And I guess we're done talking about that. Fantasia, Music Evolved, and Dance Central. Anybody want to talk about Connect tonight, or should we just keep moving?
Well,
Just
no, I
one-
got something.
Yep.
Okay.
So, like, we always say, oh, fuck Connect. And I'm not saying let's be Team Connect, but, like, Harmonix is a capable studio who
Yep.
makes very good games for this thing. And they're the ones that got the raw end of the deal, not only
Yep.
because Microsoft dropped Connect, but at E3, they weren't even allowed to show their games. Like, they got to go on stage and look like assholes who didn't even get to show their games. So,
Oh, wait,
like, honestly, massive fuck you to Microsoft for doing dirty like that. As someone who enjoyed Rock Band, fuck you, Microsoft, for that one.
Yeah, kind of
So,
therefore, yeah.
Connect is certainly in a state of limbo, I think, too. I mean, it feels like the gaming community has pretty much all but rejected it. There's probably, I mean, I don't want to get into the whole demographics of Connect. I mean, I think we can save that for another podcast. But, like, I definitely get what you're saying. However, if Microsoft had come out and focused 20 minutes on Connect, would that have, I mean, 20 minutes might be a lot. Do you think that we'd all be sitting here right now going, why the fuck did they show Connect?
I mean,
Oh, yeah.
I'm not asking for footage. I'm asking, like, you're telling me Fantasia couldn't get a quick trailer?
Yeah.
You tell me you couldn't give them 2 minutes to show a trailer?
So when was this? Because I didn't get to, I was working during the Microsoft conference.
Like, what happened was this one guy from Harmonix came out. He said, we're making Dance Central Spotlight. It's a downloadable thing. Fantasia is still a thing. Enjoy E3. Like, it's essentially that. Like, he's just
that's
on
sad.
stage.
Yeah, he should be able
Yeah.
to at least show something.
I just want
All
before
they
we
had
move
was
on.
logos. It was bad.
Yeah.
Before we move on, are you guys going back to Dead Rising? Are you guys surprised that came out for PC?
No, considering that 2 did.
Oh, that's
Right.
kind of
Xbox
funny.
One lost exclusive.
Yeah.
I mean, and with Capcom, like, the idea of them making an exclusive, like, Dead Rising 1 makes sense because the 360 was basically the only thing you could play it on at that time. And it's kind of a pain in the ass to port a game that's, like, God knows how many years old. Everything else is, like, they're a multi-platform publisher at their core. It coming across platform eventually was kind of like, it's just a matter of when.
Even
What
though
else-
we
what else
got a
we got?
Dead Rising.
What else we got, Eroica? What was the
So-
next?
So yeah, so the next multiplat, one of the other multiplats they showed a trailer for was The Witcher 3. Blab, can you sum up in 30 seconds why we should be excited or not excited for The Witcher 3?
I have not played any of the prior two. It looks pretty. That's all I know.
All right, anybody? Dark Link?
What's going Sorry.
Why should we be excited or steer clear of The Witcher 3? 30 seconds.
It's fucking CD Projekt are incredible. The visual design is fantastic. It's based on some really strong stories. They have a great writing team over there. Their combat looks like it's a huge open world, lots of stuff to do. If you want a big RPG, this is the one you should play. Get hype.
Awesome.
There you go.
Wow, 20,
Seconded.
27 seconds. Excellent. All right, so let's get into one that we can kind of sink our teeth into. They showed Tom Clancy's The Division, and that's a game that we saw last E3. We only saw very little bit of it, and it was almost tech demo-y in a way, where it kind of showed off more the next-gen flair than anything substantial in the gameplay. Sinking your teeth a little bit further into it, Champ, I know on Endless Backlog you had written that it's basically Ubisoft's next game that allows you to shoot people in the face. What did you think of it, other than that? I mean, did it promise? Are we getting away from... Is Ubisoft daring us to introduce a new gameplay style here, or what?
Are we moving away from the Ubisoft game?
Yeah, basically. What do you think, Champ?
I don't think I have descriptions for that game other than you shoot dudes in the face. Like, it looks like a third-person shooter. It could be interesting, but like what they showed is very like you shoot things. Like,
all right,
what more could you get out of that game? Like, I would like to open that question to anyone else. What else could you take from that footage other than you shoot dudes?
Well, what about conceptually? They seem to put a lot of focus in the demo that they showed on the two people communicating. There was a guy and a girl that they showed in the E3 trailer that showed them kind of collaborating and taking out a few different posts. I mean, anything there that seems new or interesting, or pretty much
the idea is, all right, so like it's got that persistent world thing that we're seeing that's going to be a thing this gen, and we're going to see like all these co-op experiences, right? And if you build the right game around it, you'll coordinate with your buddy, but at the same time, there's plenty of games that have co-op where you what's coordination? Let's just go forward and shoot things. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yep. Dark
like,
Spy.
So,
oh, go ahead.
I mean, if anything, the only thing I took out of that game was like it didn't look as good as last year, like visually. Like,
yeah,
I was gonna actually bring that up. Is like when it came up, I was like, all right, I'm on downgrade alert. Like I'm just watching for it. Because Watch Dogs, I'm just like, all right, this will be a gradual thing, and then next year we're gonna get a trailer. It's gonna be a completely different thing. I was just like, oh geez. So the only other thing I took out of that trailer was how annoying Megan and Bronson were. I'm like, shut up!
Yeah,
stop! Like they just like got this scripted multiplayer sort of conversation between them, and I'm just like, just knock it off. Like just show me the trailer. Like just turn off the sound, and I would enjoy it more. Like no sound effects, nothing.
The scripting, the scripting dialogue was so bad that I actually thought at one point, when I first started watching it, is this actually part of the game? Like, is the concept of the game something
exactly
bizarre? Like, is this like a game? Like, are they shooting paintballs at each other? Like, I don't understand what's going on.
Is this a game within a game? I had the same exact thought.
Yeah.
And then you realize, oh god, no, they're serious.
Yeah, but there was some serious scripting going on there. Darklink, do you want to follow up with anything, or?
I think they got utterly embarrassed by Ubisoft later on with Rainbow Six.
Yeah.
That's really all I have to say.
Yeah, the most sexist game in America.
Most sexist game in America that I still want to play the shit out of.
Oh,
Wait a
me
minute.
too. I can't wait.
They got embarrassed by who?
Ubisoft's Rainbow Six Siege looked like it was like, hey, you know that thing you're trying to do with the Tom Clancy's or the other one is like, hey, look, we're doing this, we're doing it better, it doesn't look stupid, and oh, by the way, think about all the multiplayer possibilities. Peace. Ubisoft ending on a high note.
Yeah, I thought the game looked fantastic.
Yeah, and I don't even like Rainbow Six. Like,
did Ubisoft make that one though?
Yeah. Yeah, the Tom Clancy.
They're making the other team look bad.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's why I was confused. They're making both games though, right?
Wait, time out. If there are two teams, I want to believe that the Ghost Recon team, because in my world, Ghost Recon has always been boring, whereas Rainbow Six has always been awesome. So, just wanted to throw that out there. You guys can go forward.
I'm good with this narrative. Let's go.
All right. Darkspine, anything you wanted to add on the Division, or not really your type of game?
I haven't even seen it.
Okay, not your type of game. All right, cool. So now we're on to some exclusives here. I'm going to steer away from the multiplats a little bit. Fable Legends, seemingly much more pretty version of Albion. Looks a little, I don't want to say MMO-y, but it looks like it's some serious co-op going on here. Anything special about Fable Legends, Basin Boy?
I was actually really confused when they brought out Fable Legends. Like I remember them showing it last year, and I get the concept for what they're going for, but where they positioned it, right before Project Spark, I was like, wait. If I hadn't caught the logos, I'd be like, where did this game end and the other one start? So I'm just confused on that level. Like, what was the business decision to be like, we should make Fable Legends this like online like playground sandbox sort of thing, and we should also make Project Spark be this online playground sort of thing. And I was just like, they look very similar in those ways, and I don't know, like, is that audience large enough, and is it reliable enough to fragment across 2 games exclusively on your platform? I don't know. It left a weird taste in my mouth when I was watching that.
All right. As far as anybody else, anyone have anything positive to say about Fable Legends?
I definitely looks better than the last game. Holy shit! So
I mean, I can be positive about Fable as the one guy who still has like some faith in that franchise.
I do
the
too.
First one,
I like
the first one. Yeah, the first one. I don't care what anybody says. The idea of that to me is actually really intriguing, especially like I said earlier with the Evolve gameplay, like the one player being the dungeon master and controlling where things spawn and like trying to beat you. It's like a playable AI director from Left 4 Dead. That to me is really cool. The other thing that I think is interesting is that these heroes are segmented. Hero, the skill hero, the strength hero, and they all do different things. So one of them's got magic, one of them's got swords, one of them's got a crossbow. And I think segmenting the powers that way, as long as everybody has enough toys to work with, could make that co-op experience really fun and try to make it like a more teamwork-based game in a way that Fable hasn't really attempted before. So I'm cautiously optimistic on that one.
All right, cool. Blab, anything on Fable Legends? Blabadon. I'm more with you on that, Darklink. I think that Fable Legends actually showed a little bit more promise than what I've seen out of that franchise in the past few years, and I'm kind of psyched for it. Fable. They space Fable out enough for me, where when they come out with a new like proper game, I get excited for it. So I don't know if it's. I think if Fable was like a yearly thing and hammered to death, I would just pass by. But because of the infrequency of the game coming out, I actually really like it. So
yeah, I mean, it's definitely interesting to see what they're doing over at Lionhead. So there is that.
Yeah.
I want to say one thing about Fable Legends is I'm not traditionally a Fable guy, but I do like that asymmetrical gameplay that was brought up, like in Evolve. I think that's a really neat concept, and I think that really gives that game some teeth.
Okay.
I knew I liked this guy. I like this guy. We can keep him. He can stay.
So Endless Backlog needs a new member for the forums. I'm just kidding. Go forward.
I already plugged it to him. I already plugged to him.
Thanks, Blab.
Blab the goat.
Nice.
All right.
So, Hyle, what's the next exclusive, man?
Click the ad.
let's see. Really brought up a little bit of Project Spark, so that's just that really doesn't interest me because I'm not going to be the content creator. It's free. I'll play other people's content, but I'm not creative enough or have the patience or desire to create content like that. Kudos to the people that do, but much like Little Big Planet or Minecraft or whatever else, I'll play other people's stuff, but it's not for me to.
Cool.
That aspect of that game doesn't tickle my itch. What about, do you guys have anything to say about that?
Well, I think
But you
Darklink
could
has
go
got
make your own damn Conquer game.
Yeah. I think Darklink might have a mouthful to saying that. Go ahead, Darklink. You've been waiting.
I am so fucking pissed about this. all I wanted from Microsoft. Okay, look, these motherfuckers remade from Dust. Fucking Phantom. Nobody knows what that is.
So true.
And Conquer is like, for fuck's sake, you remade Bad Fur Day on the original Xbox, and it sold really well. There's still life in that IP. And when Conquer comes out and he starts cutting down the Project Spark logo, I'm like, yes, best transition ever. Conquer game, all I wanted. Thank you, Microsoft. And then it's like, nope, we're not making a Conquer game. But you can make a Conquer game. It's like, you fucking assholes.
Jerk
Where
off.
is the... Oh my god.
Can I offer you one possible solution and or suggestion, and you can tell me I'm wrong, and that's fine.
Go ahead.
Is Microsoft going through a process over the next few years where they're going to cherry pick certain franchises that they are going to resurrect from OG Xbox? And is Phantom Dust just the first one we saw, because they're still in that phase where developers are still learning, the hardware and kind of getting the generation up and running, and that they're going to dig deeper on game Conquer and, possibly, I don't know, a Crimson Sky reboot or something like that later on down the road?
I would love to see that. This conference gave me hope for that because, hey, Conquer and Project Spark, at least they're acknowledging that
Right.
Crackdown, which we're going to get to, Phantom Dust, which we're going to get to. But, I mean, just the resurrections of those IPs that are kind of niche and like, hey, look, we're making this thing that you guys remember we made these games? And it was like, oh, okay, cool. So I hope that they continue to go back through their catalog, say, yes, we want to do this. I hope that those games sell. I hope that they think that, yes, this is a good idea. And I really fucking hope that there's like 2 million Conquer levels in Project Spark so they get off their asses and make the fucking Conquer game I've been waiting for the last God knows how many, almost a decade now.
Yeah, as I say, at least a decade.
Yeah.
That's all I want. Microsoft, all will be forgiven. I will even forgive you Halo 4, and you have no fucking idea how much I hate that game.
All right, moving right along.
Well, wait, hold on. Just real quick. You got 15 seconds, Basin. Say it.
I have nothing new to add to what Darkling says except more curse words for Conquer. God damn you, Microsoft. Why? Steam chat, and I was just spamming after they did that. You bastards. Why? So, oh man, just nothing filled me with quite the same amount of rage from E3 other than that tease, and it was just so depressing.
Yeah. Yeah, I think a lot of people were kind of jaded about that. All right, Kyle, where are we going from here?
We're going to go to a new IP by Moon Studios called Ori and the Blind Forest. Xbox exclusive. I don't know if it's a Xbox Live downloadable game or what, but it looks pretty spectacular to me. The music was awesome. I'm really interested in this game. What do you guys think?
Dark Spine.
Pass.
Blab.
It looks like the sequel to Ori and his Blob that we never got. I shall call it The Blob and His Blob. But it's very pretty, and I like 2D platformers. I'm very biased towards them. I hope that the potential can be reached there, but I think Microsoft did a good job showing these games off in the first place. When they have 90 minutes of CGI trailers and God knows how many military shooters, I think this is very welcome.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it looks sharp as hell. Dark Link, what'd you think?
Ori is my favorite game of any game that we got shown at a press conference. And that may be really weird because we didn't see a lot of it, but the art design is beautiful.
Yes.
And this is me, this is someone who studied writing, studied fiction, who writes a lot of fiction. The ability of that trailer to sell me on a story in the space of about 15 seconds was pretty incredible, because I immediately was like, okay, what's happened to this guy? Like, what am I doing? Like, what would I be doing in this game? Like, what is my end goal? What happens to these characters to make them, like, have to go through this forest? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that separation, I was like, oh my god, and it feels, man! But the art design is beautiful. It reminds me a lot of Capsule in terms of movement and floating in the way that goes through, and Capsule is really excellent. If anybody here has played it, the music was good. Just there's so many cool little things that they packed into that one little trailer, and I was like, oh my god, a good indie game is an amazing thing, and we have so many of them. But there are so few that you can look at before playing them or without playing them and say, God, that looks interesting.
Yeah.
And Ori just hit that right for me, right in the center of the chest. And I want to play that game tomorrow.
And that's exactly how I feel about No Man's Sky, which is what game we're going to talk about in a little bit.
What other games did Moon Studio create? You know offhand?
I don't.
They're new.
Damn you?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. They are new. They are new. Because Spencer before the thing mentioned they were thinking about starting the show off with a little game that was by initial. So this was the game they were considering of starting off.
Yeah,
but
that
they
was
moved
the
to
one.
Mid card, which I think makes more sense.
I
would have been open.
I'm 100% with Dark Link in that these days I'm being drawn to the more colorful palette, the more, I don't know, not so serious, which you'd think would translate to Nintendo, but it doesn't. But anyway. All right, what else we got there? So next up on the thing, they showed, I don't know if it's in order here, but anyway, we'll go to the Master Chief Collection.
Yeah.
Halo 1 through 4. Yes. Number 2 is being remade.
The greatest multiplayer shooter of all time. Thank you, Microsoft.
It's not named Halo 3. He's right.
Suck cock. Halo 2 was twice the game. Anyway, I'll pass now.
No BR spread, no bullshit maps, no stupid ass grenade types, no unnecessary weapons.
There are bullshit maps in
Get
Halo 2.
mad, kid.
There's
That
not
is a
one bad
fact.
map in Halo 2.
There is not a bad map in the DLC in the original shipment.
What was Zanzibar's original name?
Zanzibar.
Yeah,
Asshole.
Zanzibar.
Last Resort was the fake name, dick.
Yeah, I like Last Resort more than Zanzibar. Okay, go on. My bad, Kyle.
The only thing I can say is for me, I think it's I have all the games. I even saved Halo 2. I don't have an Xbox anymore, original. But I saved the disc just because I thought it's cool to have them all. But I'm interested just because it's all in one package, and plus you get the Halo 2 remake. Plus you have all 100 whatever it is, some stupid maps. So I'll probably be getting it.
What is the game retailing at?
60.
60.
Is it really for everything, huh?
Yep.
God, it's almost like the Halo Orange box.
It is. Anybody have any, I mean, we don't. It's Halo. We know what it is. Anybody have any want to go into that? I think it's a good value. I don't think it's a megaton, but
I got one thing to add about the Halo package. Well, we all kind of were. It was rumored for a while, and so when it revealed, none of us sat back in our seat, were gasping. We just kind of grinned and nodded, just oh yeah, this is happening. So I mean, minus the fact that Halo 4 is part of that package, which to me was kind of actually a mar on the package deal. But what
the Halo campaigns are part of the package. This is the only part of the package that matters.
Okay.
Halo 2, our Messiah. The Messiah the Jewish people have been waiting for is back.
they get the flood level.
No, and you get one multiplayer.
What I find
Fuck
most
Halo 1 as well. That's fuck all of them.
the thing I find most interesting about the Master Chief Collection is the MLG implications for Halo 2, because that game is revered in MP circles, and I'm
MLG
curious.
too.
Well, I'm curious to see exactly where that goes for them, because that's something Microsoft. I don't know. It's kind of a hard thing to plan for. Call of Duty has definitely tried to position itself in that way, and so I'm curious to see exactly if MLG will take off with the Halo 2 Master Chief Collection.
Wait,
we'll see.
time out on this thing. I'll actually say a more coherent thing about this. The one thing I think that might hurt, besides the MLG thing, is 90% of the love for Halo 2 isn't just that the maps are amazing. The other love is there were these great glitches in Halo 2 that made that game so memorable. Like when we were in high school, or at least when I was in high school, Roy and Heil were having children at those years. But it's if those glitches aren't back, I feel like everyone's gonna realize that as good as Halo 2's maps are, mechanically that game is old.
I was hoping to show the Ascension jump glitch when they were showing it off.
Yeah,
The one where you're at the top of the tower.
Yeah, but if those glitches are back, then it's all bets are off. Messiah, fuck, and I don't think it would make MLG because those glitches destroy balance completely. But whatever.
But man, I remember those glitches, and God help me, I want to do it. So
Also included is the live TV series coming. It comes with the collection. That's what it says. Halo Nightfall live TV series coming with collection, and also you get
Bonnie Ross on. She brought back Halo 2.
Yeah, exactly.
You also get a Halo 5 beta key, so yeah, worth checking out.
Yeah.
What else we got?
$60 for the greatest multiplayer shooter ever made. Come on.
I'm actually going to jump to, because we want to get on to the other conferences today too, but anyone have any feeling about Scalebound, the Platinum Games exclusive to Microsoft that they showed? Looks mythical beastie. I mean, what do you guys think? Platinum Games has got a pretty good pedigree.
Darkspine, you're a platinum fanboy, aren't you?
I've enjoyed a lot of their games. Wonderful 101 never really clicked with me, but I did appreciate what it was trying to do. Again, it's not selling me on an Xbone. It's something I might look at if I ever did get one, but...
Negative Nancy over here. Guys.
Yes.
Yeah. Champ, what did you think? You're a Platinum Games guy.
Oh yeah. All right, so I'll admit the gameplay isn't that they didn't show any gameplay, and the dude looks like Dante, and that's kind of lame. But
Dante
The
wearing
guy's
beats.
resume should speak for itself. He made the original Devil May Cry. He made Resident Evil 2, Okami, Beautiful Joe, Bayonetta, Wonderful 101. Ladies and gentlemen, that guy would make the Hall of Fame of video game developers, and he doesn't have a bad game on his resume. Like, that game is as good of a done deal as you can get. I don't need to be convinced on that game, even though I don't think it should get bonus points because it didn't show gameplay. But I'm sold primarily on Hideki Kamiya. That's all you need to show to me.
So you'd buy an Xbox One just for...
I own an Xbox One, but yes, because I bought a Wii U for Bayonetta 2. And Wonderful 101.
I'm actually in the same boat. I bought my Wii U because I knew it was going to be there, and it was likely not going anywhere else. So that's the primary reason why I picked it up.
All right, cool. Anyone else got anything on Scalebound?
I'm glad it's coming out because I enjoy new IPs. So I honestly hope it's good because if new IPs don't make it, then we get more sequels, and so all aboard the new IP.
Yeah, new IP is king.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, cool. I'm gonna skip along then. Here we're gonna go right to Crackdown, and Crackdown showed what seemingly looked like some type of a CGI trailer, although it did have the familiar kind of cel-shaded art style that Crackdown is. I'm going to tell you guys my impressions of it. I want you to tell me I'm either full of shit or if I'm onto something. What I witnessed was a creatively destructible city with multi-protagonist or co-op gameplay. Is that right?
That's what
Yes.
I want to believe. Look, any game where you can launch a fucking semi-truck into a skyscraper and then make that semi-truck explode, and then by extension make that skyscraper explode?
Yes.
All right, you've sold me. That's not it. That's not gameplay. I really want that to be real. Please, Microsoft, do not promise me exploding semi-skyscrapers and not deliver.
And Darklink, that's exactly what's going on in my head right now. Is when I watched the trailer at first, I was like, meh, and then I went back and I examined it. I watched it again, and I was like, wait a minute, are they suggesting that they could potentially be doing some type of either co-op in a co-op SP or potentially even like a multi-protagonist thing? They were showing a little bit of that. I think they were bouncing back and forth between a couple of players there in the trailer. But when that semi that was loaded with dynamite or sticky bombs, whatever, went launching into the tower and blowing it up, it kind of like the light bulb went off, and I went, wait a minute, they may have just fucking blown the box out of Crackdown, and in a good way. So. Yeah. Anyone else think that could be a possibility, or are we thinking that no, we're just going to get something more akin to a generic Crackdown 2?
I think that no matter what this Crackdown is, I'm a little surprised that they didn't bundle the Halo 5 beta with it. Instead, they did that with the Master Chief Collection. Because, first of all, you know that...
It's a good point. You
know that the Master Chief Collection is going to sell anyway.
Yeah.
You don't need the beta anyways.
Yeah.
And then the original Crackdown came with a beta for the greatest multiplayer of all time, otherwise known as Halo 3. And that was...
Fuck off!
I'm going to continue
You
on.
can suck all of the dicks, and you can drop all those BR bullets and play on all those
I will
shit
never
maps.
be wrong. That's the thing. I can suck all the
You
dicks
are
and never be
already wrong.
I'm
People
not
went
wrong.
to church and started pissing on monuments.
Blab. Not to get into this thing.
Not to get this thing, but to get into this thing.
No. I was saying like the obvious objection to why Crackdown 3 doesn't have a Halo 5 beta. Crackdown 3 is 2015. Halo's 5 is 2015.
Oh, that's true.
There you go. Like that's why. But like on the same token of your mindset, why isn't Sunset Overdrive getting a Halo?
Yeah, or that's what I was gonna move on. Like, or Sunset Overdrive, because I didn't know Crackdown's beta.
It's a really good point.
So I'm surprised they didn't do what they did with the original Crackdown, release a beta for a game that like otherwise might not sell the greatest, and then have Halo like put onto it.
All right. The next exclusive they showed was Phantom Dust. Is it 2 or is it a remake of the first one? I never played the first one. I looked at some old gameplay footage. It doesn't really look like my cup of tea, but looks interesting. Did you guys play the original?
Did not.
Champ, Darklink?
I have not.
I played part of it. We just happened to be friends with a kid who, like, before E3 was like, oh, this is the year of Phantom Dust, which is like, it's not happening. And it happened, and I was kind of happy for him. But, like
I was
keep
happy
saying,
for him, but, you know, an additional slap in the face for the Conquer thing.
yeah, whatever. But like the way I look at it is like we keep bitching Microsoft has no range, Microsoft has no variety, Microsoft like yes, Conquer would be so awesome, but Conquer was always like this weird shooter multiplayer thing which we Microsoft. I don't associate Japanese role-playing card game thing that Phantom Dust was. You know what I'm saying? Like it was cool that Microsoft showed something that's a little out of their comfort zone. The only negative is that it was CG and not gameplay. But like as far as like an attack on one of their criticisms, Microsoft doesn't have range. Phantom Dust is like a yes we do.
Yeah. Well, the Platinum games too. I mean, Scalebound. I don't know. I looked around at what Microsoft showed, and I was kind of sitting there going, they're kind of touching on a few different things here. It's not all shoot you in the face type games, as Champ would say.
Exclusive hack and slash. Who the fuck does that, right? Sony, not anymore. Nah.
But yeah. So moving on from there, Heil, do we have any more exclusives to talk about?
Yeah, we have one more. I put it in the chat window. Go ahead and you can talk about it, or if you've seen it, it's.
Which one was it?
It's Inside.
Oh, Inside. Like, yeah,
Limbo
that's Limbo, right? Okay, so I actually did not.
Oh, I thought they meant Inside.
I actually did not see the trailer for it yet. So
that's going multi-plat, 100% sure.
To PC,
yeah.
It's coming to PC.
Yeah,
probably PlayStation.
What was the premise? Who can give me the 30-second rundown?
It was essentially just like Limbo, but it kind of looked like it took abilities similar to like Portal.
Okay.
So it kind of seemed like a blend in design between those, but it was more Limbo-esque gameplay.
Mm.
So
but like Willie said, Limbo in a city.
Yeah, it kind of actually reminds me of I don't play this, but Rain. In Rain, you're kind of chasing this little girl, and from the teaser, you could kind of see that there was a girl that he seemed to be following, and they were looking into the chamber at the end. So it kind of seems like Portal meets Limbo meets Rain. That's kind of what I got out of it.
Reason to be excited? Champ, you're a big indie guy like me. You any reason to be excited for this?
Limbo was good. Limbo had atmosphere. This game had atmosphere. Limbo had great rain noise. Like one of those games. Like if you ever want relaxing rain, Limbo had it, and this game looks like it'll have bitchin' rain. Otherwise, like there was like this long Congo line of people walking in the background, and I kind of got like a fascist Germany thing going on in the background. So like maybe an interesting hook to the narrative. Like usually indie games are infinitely more creative than AAA stuff. So. Yeah, like I'll be excited Inside. Yep. Limbo was good. Like I'll be down.
Nice.
Anybody else? Darkspine or Basin Boy?
No, I've said my piece.
I think that's about it for Microsoft, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is there anything we skipped?
Well, just one last thing. What's your overall score? We'll do the American version here, since we don't have any European friends on the show. We'll say the North American to accommodate Darkspine up in sunny Canada. But A to F, what was the Microsoft show for you, Darkspine?
See, I respect what they did. They said they're focusing on games. They focused on games. Nobody said the word Netflix, which is an achievement all its own. None of the games stood out to me. It was a very safe conference. C.
All right. How about Willie saying C also? So he's agreeing with you. How about Blab?
I put it at a B because they said 90 minutes of games and they showed us 90 minutes of games. There's a little too much CGI for my belief, and I like what Sony does. Out of its games usually shows off other things like PlayStation Plus and etc. But I'll get into that when we got to talk about Sony. I thought Microsoft did a good job. This was their best conference in years.
Okay. How about Goggin? Champ.
Oh, I would call him by name. Well, on endlessbacklog.com, I gave it a B, and now I'll double down on that B. I had a good time with all of E3.
All right.
So anytime I get games I want to play, I had a good time. So B.
Okay. Darklink.
Also going to go with a B, which is what I gave it in our initial cast. They showed a lot of stuff that I wanted. Like I said, Ori was my game of the show. The fact that they confirmed Halo 2's multiplayer was like a godsend. And yeah, Blab, Halo 3 is something I could see myself playing on the off nights where I don't feel like worshiping a god. But
I hate myself.
You could be a god.
or if I, find myself loathing and feel like losing that last bullet because beer spread is bullshit. But
Halo Reach exists.
Deep Bloom not nearly as offensive as BR spread. Let's not even go into that argument. Not as offensive, not as random, complete bullshit. All right, but Microsoft showed a lot of cool stuff. They showed some cool indies. They said, hey, our ID at Xbox program is working. They showed some old IPs that gives me confidence that maybe they're looking back at that stable of stuff and saying, hey, what can we do? They showed 90 minutes of games. They didn't have the pacing problems that Sony had in the middle. They came out, they said, we're going to show games. They showed games, they left. I went by happy. I said, I want to buy that, I want to buy that, I want to buy that. Anytime I can do that at the end of an E3 conference, that is a good thing for me, so B. Above average, not perfect. They didn't have that megaton, but very good show.
All right. Wow. I think Darklink liked it. How about Basin?
Just be quick. I'll be B- on it. What I enjoyed most about the show was it felt kind of like a rock show a little bit, and it just transitioned very well. They didn't spend time lollygagging. Yeah, their pacing was phenomenal, and that's the one thing I want to take away, like to communicate to everyone. That was really enjoyable because they were there, they were present, it seemed fun, but yeah, there was just something missing in the news that they shared, which is why I really liked the Sony conference a little more, is because there was something substantive to the announcements that really kind of some interest in me, while Microsoft in a lot of ways felt just like what I thought was going to happen. But I champion them for the way that they went about it and went about the presentation.
Nice. And bravo to Ted Price and Ken Lobb for being the people that are on stage and showing enthusiasm.
Yeah, have fun playing your games, please. That's what we do.
Nice. Hyle, what did you think?
I would give them a C+ because they got some new IPs that I understand. They gave me what I wanted most of all, which was a 2014 release date, October 28th for Sunset Overdrive.
All right, fair enough. I'm going to be uninteresting here, and I am going to also give it a B. I felt, much to echo what you guys have said, is that I wanted to see games. I wanted to see Microsoft mostly start to trend upwards. And I feel like the last 3, possibly 4 E3s have been, to me, moderate steps to sometimes, glaring avalanches downward. I thought that they did the right things to take the step into the right direction and get people jazzed for the X1. I'm glad that it was all about games. Ultimately, the flow of the show to me is more like bullet point things to kind of poke fun at and laugh at. But to me, the presentation doesn't mean all that much. At the end of the day, it's what I take away from it. I really, really liked, at the end of the day, I really liked the Crackdown trailer for some reason. I'm excited for that game. Sunset Overdrive, I'm excited for. I think they showed good indies. I think that they showed the right multiplats, if that makes any sense. But all in all, I thought that Microsoft did pretty well. I wouldn't say that they were anywhere near A-worthy, but they definitely did above average, and I would say B is a comfortable spot for it.
All right. So we got everyone's score there. I think we'll break here so that everyone get a drink or use the restroom, whatever. We'll come back and we'll do Sony's.
Yeah, sounds good.
Do we want to, should it put an ending on this one, or just have 1 3-hour long podcast? What'd you guys do at Endless Backlog?
3 separate ones. There's no way you don't lose people at the 3 hours.
Yeah.
All right.
And we do longer podcasts. We do 2-hour podcasts almost weekly. And I was like, I'm not doing this with E3. Come on.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So we'll do that.
We can stop.
Yep. So all right. So we'd like to thank everyone for joining us here. We're gonna cut it off here, and we'll start a new show here in a little while. So yeah, thank our guests, Dark Link, JG, Blabadon, of course, Dark Spine, and first time Pedal to the Metal, Basin Boy. Glad to have you on. So shoot it over to Iroka to get us out of here.
Oh yeah, man. Thank you guys very, very much for being on the show, and we will see you guys very shortly. For
All right, later.